Have you ever felt a strange pull toward a place you've never been? A sense of familiarity with a stranger's face? Or a recurring dream so vivid it feels more like a memory than imagination? These are not random occurrences. They are whispers, echoes from lifetimes your soul has already lived. Throughout history, mystics, shamans, and philosophers have all agreed on one thing. The soul does not begin or end with this life. Instead, it moves like a traveler, carrying with it fragments of wisdom, unfinished lessons, and even unresolved energies from past incarnations. Unlocking these hidden memories is not just an act of curiosity. It's a way of reclaiming lost knowledge, healing ancient wounds, and awakening to your true purpose in this lifetime. But here's the challenge. Most of us walk through life asleep to these deeper truths. We're conditioned to believe we are only this body, only this name, only this story. The first step in unlocking your past lives is not found in a dusty history book. It begins within your own consciousness, and once you open that door, what you discover can change everything you thought you knew about yourself. In this video, we'll explore how ancient traditions accessed past life wisdom, why this knowledge was hidden from mainstream thought, and most importantly, how you can begin taking the first steps to unlock your own forgotten journeys. And before we begin, I want to share something special. I created a guide called 5 Ways to Talk to the Universe and actually get an answer. No BS. If you've ever wanted to open a direct channel with the universe itself, this will give you practical tools you can start using today. You'll find the link in the description, and in the bio, don't miss it. Now, let us begin the journey back through the corridors of time, into the lives you've lived before. The idea of past lives is not new. It is as old as civilization itself. In the temples of ancient Egypt, initiates were taught that the soul was eternal, passing through countless incarnations to refine itself. The priests of Amun whispered that the Ka, the spiritual double, carried imprints of experiences from lives long before. The hieroglyphs on their walls were not merely decorative. They were maps of the soul's endless journey through time. In India, the Vedic texts spoke of samsara, the wheel of birth and rebirth, where every action left behind a subtle mark, known as karma. Far from punishment, karma was understood as memory, a guiding force that ensured the soul continued learning the lessons it once left incomplete. To them, unlocking past lives was not a parlor trick or superstition, but a sacred practice for self-realization and liberation. Even in the Western world, echoes of this truth survived. Pythagoras, the Greek philosopher, claimed he could recall his past incarnations, including lives as a warrior and a fisherman. Plato, in his dialogues, described the soul as immortal, wearing new bodies as garments across centuries. The early Christian Gnostics believed much the same, until their texts were suppressed, and reincarnation was quietly erased from mainstream doctrine. Why was this knowledge forgotten, or perhaps hidden? Some say it was too empowering. If you knew your soul was eternal, if you remembered that you were more than this single fleeting lifetime, what power could institutions hold over you? Entire systems of control depended on keeping humanity bound to a narrow view of existence. And yet, across cultures, across millennia, this teaching refused to die. From Tibetan monks practicing dream yoga to shamans guiding souls in trance, seekers continued to preserve and pass down techniques for remembering who we have been. They understood something profound, that by uncovering past lives, we reclaim not only forgotten memories, but the wisdom and strength our soul has carried for centuries. So as we step deeper into this exploration, remember, you are not beginning something new. You are remembering something ancient, something your soul has always known. When we speak of unlocking past lives, we are not talking about flipping through dusty archives stored somewhere in the clouds. The archive is you. Your body, your energy, and your subconscious mind are living repositories of every experience your soul has ever had. Think of your soul as a great traveler, moving through countless lifetimes. Each incarnation leaves behind imprints, memories, emotions, even fears that are carried forward. You may not consciously remember standing in an ancient marketplace or speaking a language long forgotten, but the traces remain. They reveal themselves in the unexplainable. An irrational fear of drowning, a natural gift for music without formal training, or a deep, magnetic connection to a culture you've never studied. These are not accidents, they are echoes. Science has brushed against this mystery through what is known as genetic memory. Traits and tendencies passed through DNA suggest that memory itself can be embedded in matter. Mystics take it further, saying the soul imprints not just on the body, but on the subtle energy fields surrounding us, what some call the aura. Within this energy, past lives flicker like embers waiting to be fanned into flame. One of the simplest ways to understand this is through dreams. When you dream of a place or an identity you've never known in this lifetime, your mind is not fabricating. It may be replaying fragments of who you once were. Similarly, the people you feel instantly drawn to or repelled by often carry soul contracts, connections forged across many incarnations. But here's the paradox. The soul does not want you to simply indulge in curiosity. It reveals past lives only when you are ready to heal or learn something vital for your growth. That is why many people catch only glimpses, subtle flashes, or recurring patterns. Your higher self guards these memories until the right moment. So the first step is not forcing recall, it is creating openness. By approaching with reverence, meditation, and intention, you begin to loosen the veil between this life and the many that came before. And the more open you become, the more the hidden fragments begin to surface, like pieces of a puzzle waiting for you to put them together. One of the greatest misconceptions about past lives is that they are revealed in a single cinematic vision, like watching a movie of who you once were. In truth, the soul often speaks in symbols, emotions, and fragments. It may show you only a single moment, a flash of clothing, the sound of a voice, or the feeling of standing in a place you cannot name. The mind craves detail, but the soul communicates through essence. Another common belief is that past life recall is meant to glorify or entertain. People often hope they were kings, priestesses, or warriors. And while some souls may indeed carry those memories, many others lived ordinary lives as farmers, artisans, or healers. Yet within those ordinary lives lie extraordinary lessons. Remember, your higher self does not reveal past lives for vanity, but for evolution. There is also a hidden danger. Without grounding, revisiting traumatic past life memories can stir unresolved wounds. For example, if you were persecuted for your beliefs in a former incarnation, you may unconsciously fear speaking your truth today. Accessing that memory can be liberating, but only if you are prepared to process and release the pain it carries. That is why ancient traditions always paired past life work with guidance, ritual, and spiritual protection. On a deeper level, some mystics believe that time itself is an illusion. Past lives are not behind you. They are occurring simultaneously, like pages of a book you can flip through at will. From this perspective, when you access a past life, you are not looking backward, but sideways, tapping into parallel timelines where other versions of you are still living out their stories. This is why certain memories feel so alive they are happening, right now, in a dimension beyond linear time. Consider, too, the mysterious phenomenon of soul groups. The people closest to you today, the ones who shape your life most profoundly, may be souls you have traveled with across centuries. Lovers may have been rivals, children may once have been parents, and strangers may carry a bond forged long before this birth. These shifting roles serve one purpose: to teach, to balance, and to awaken the soul through shared journeys. When seen through this lens, past lives are not distant curiosities, they are threads in a vast tapestry. Each incarnation is a brushstroke in the painting of your eternal self. To unlock them is not merely to know history, it is to remember who you truly are. If the soul is an eternal traveler, then your consciousness is the compass that can guide you back through its many journeys. Unlocking past lives is less about force and more about surrender, learning to listen to the whispers beneath the noise of everyday thought. Here are the first steps you can begin practicing. 1. Meditation with intention. Find a quiet space, close your eyes, and set a clear intention before you begin. I am ready to remember what serves my highest good from my past lives. Then, focus on your breath until your mind softens. Images, emotions, or sensations may surface. Do not chase them. Allow them to unfold naturally. Often, what seems like imagination is the language of the soul trying to speak. 2. Dream journaling. Keep a notebook by your bed. Many past life memories rise during dream states when the conscious mind is quiet. Record every detail you can recall upon waking, no matter how fragmented. Over time, patterns will emerge: similar places, repeating faces, recurring themes. These threads are often glimpses into prior incarnations. 3. Triggers in the present. Notice the moments when you feel an irrational reaction. A sudden fear of water, an unexplained nostalgia for a certain culture, or an instant recognition of someone's eyes. These are not coincidences. Write them down. Reflection on these triggers often opens the door to deeper past life insights. 4. Guided regression. When ready, you may explore past life regression through a skilled practitioner or guided recordings. This practice uses deep relaxation or hypnosis to gently bypass the conscious mind and allow the subconscious to reveal hidden memories. Approach this with respect, never as entertainment, but as a sacred act of remembrance. 5. Rituals of connection. Create a ritual space. Light a candle, hold a stone, or place an object that feels ancient or meaningful before you. Rituals tell the subconscious that you are entering a sacred process. The act itself prepares the mind and spirit to cross thresholds of memory. 6. Inner dialogue. Ask your higher self for guidance. A simple practice. Before sleep, place your hand over your heart and say, "Show me what I need to remember." Often, the answer will come in subtle forms: dreams, synchronicities, even sudden flashes of insight during the day. Above all, be patient. Past life recall is not about forcing the mind open. It's about creating space for the truth to rise when you are ready. Some memories may come in days, others in years. Trust that what surfaces is exactly what you need for your growth in this lifetime. And remember this: when you unlock these past lives, you are not just looking backward. You are reclaiming wisdom your soul has carried for centuries, weaving it back into your present, so you can move forward with clarity, power, and peace. Every soul carries a library, an infinite archive of experiences stretching across centuries, civilizations, and even worlds. When you take the first steps in unlocking your past lives, you are not just retrieving forgotten memories, you are awakening to the vastness of who you truly are. You are more than this body, more than this moment, more than this single name. You are a timeless traveler, gathering wisdom lifetime after lifetime, stitching together the tapestry of your eternal self. We have seen how ancient cultures revered this knowledge, how fragments of it survived in sacred texts and hidden traditions, and how even today, your dreams, your fears, and your instincts are quietly pointing to where you've been before. The signs are already around you. It is simply a matter of learning to notice them. And as you begin this journey, remember, the purpose of past life recall is not curiosity alone, but transformation. By remembering who you were, you discover why you are here. The struggles of the past become tools for healing in the present. The wisdom of old lifetimes becomes guidance for the choices you make now. So ask yourself, what hidden strengths lie dormant within you? What lessons have you carried across lifetimes, waiting for this very moment to awaken? And if you dared to open the door to your soul's history, how would your life today begin to change? If you feel the calling to take your next step, I've created something to help. My guide. 5 ways to talk to the universe and actually get an answer. No BS. We'll give you practical tools to deepen your connection and begin receiving direct responses from the cosmos itself. The link is waiting in the description, and the bio. Your next step is just one click away.